patients to their rooms. Captured camera footage of him goes viral. Going above and beyond is something that Lyndon Beckford has done for more than 30 years now, and he's not about to stop. He is able to spread joy at his workplace each day as he transports patients from their operation rooms and back to where they will temporarily stay. For the patients, something as simple as going from one room to the next can be a scary thing. Being wheeled through the unfamiliar hallways to where they will have their procedures done can create tension or anxiousness, but whenever Lyndon is there, he helps to ease it all away. He warmly greets patients with a smile as he introduces himself. "My name is Lyndon and I'll be your chauffeur." At this point, his opportunity arises. He taps into the power of music by singing to the patients, and sure enough he eases their fears and brings a smile to their face. Some people are so touched by it they can't help but cry. Him doing this shows that he isn't just there for his job, but more so for the patients. When he first started his job many years ago, singing was just something that he naturally did, but when he came to find that the patients really enjoyed it, he now takes requests and even has some people sing along with him. Singing to the patients makes them feel so special. In a place where they expect their operation, they unexpectedly receive so much more than that. Having someone there for them to take them where they need to be, to take their minds off things, and cheer them up means so much to them. Watch his beautiful work in the video below. Watch now. More. Related. Breaking News 24. Hopefully The View's latest blunder will be the final nail in their coffin. Let's boycott them. Want to see more stories like this? Join the AWM Fans Facebook group today. Because Democrats keep losing in America, it seems like there's little hope of them getting power in office at least while Trump is president. The View hosts had a hissy fit on air. With a lot to say about the Democrats' fresh loss in Georgia on Wednesday, they finally agreed on one thing the Republicans have been saying all along. The Democrats' anti-Trump platform simply doesn't work. America likes Trump too much for that to have any effect on the real America. Even host Joy Behar agrees that the Democrats need to shift strategy if they plan on making headway. When the subject of the recent elections in Georgia was raised, the hosts all started talking at once. It seems like they all had lots of opinions but little patience in listening to others, another trait of liberals. Although several of the co-hosts suggested that Democrat Jon Ossoff performed better than anyone else could against Republican Karen Handel in a traditionally red voting district, Behar was forced to level it with everyone. "The Democrats have lost 3 elections," she said. "So if you are using Donald Trump as your basis for your campaign, I don't know if it's working. I don't think people are going towards the Democrats, and it's a problem, a big problem." Although what Behar said makes complete sense, the other hosts felt compelled to get their 2 cents in. Sunny Hostin argued that the election results meant nothing. They just indicated that the residents in Georgia wanted Donald Trump's part, which made sense. That's when Behar said the brutal truth that upset a lot of Democrats. The fact that they're failing to motivate their people to get out to the polls. When people vote, the Democrats historically win elections. When they don't show up, they lose. And they lost in Georgia. The Democrats' anti-Trump message is not galvanizing liberal Americans like they thought it would. It seems to be working in favor of Trump and his GOP. Generally speaking, Republicans vote in bigger numbers than Democrats. So the trick is to get these people to the polls, she continued. You've got to have a clear message. You've got to have a charismatic candidate. You've got to promise them things. You've got to do what Donald Trump did on the right. Behar then criticized Ossoff for his failings. If he had moved to a more accommodating district, he could have won. He also raised a lot of outside money to fund his campaign, and still lost the Georgia election. Of course, Whoopi Goldberg had to say something. Goldberg doesn't consider the latest failure a true loss, as she explains. "I don't see it that way," Goldberg said. "I see that Democrats are coming out, and they're not coming out perhaps in the numbers you want them to come out in, I'm not looking at this as a loss, I'm looking at it as slow progress. What do you think about the Democrats' latest loss at the polls? Please share your thoughts in the comments below now. Share this story and help build a home for a disabled veteran. Watch now. More. Related. Breaking News 24. Woman approaches state trooper, his immediate actions toward her goes viral. On the way to work the early shift at Walmart, Kendra Powell noticed a Georgia State Trooper squad car on the side of the road with its trunk popped open and no officer in sight. Curious, Kendra slowly drove up to the car to see what was the matter. That's when she saw the officer bent over, diligently cleaning his vehicle's windows. The two exchanged pleasantries, but then, without hesitation, the officer offered to do something extremely kind for Kendra. As soon as she got home from work, Kendra rushed to her computer to share her heartwarming story with the Love What Matters Facebook page. So, on the way to work this morning, I noticed a state trooper on the side of the road with his trunk up. I felt compelled to stop and make sure he was okay. I never saw him, just the car. So, I creeped past at a snail's pace and turned around. I pulled up to the car and cracked my window, hands clearly visible. I saw a white trooper come from the side of the car. I said good morning and asked if he was okay and needed help. He smiled a brilliant smile and replied, "No ma'am," and that he was cleaning his windows. He showed the bottle and towels to me and I told him he had the good stuff. He chuckled and asked if I minded if he cleaned mine too. I told him I was okay but he insisted. Highlight of my day. A state trooper cleaning my windows with the good Rain-X cleaner. Every passerby had a stunned expression on their faces. Then an elderly white couple stopped by and asked if they could have theirs done also. Lol, so he cleaned theirs too. The lady offered to pay him and he said no, just say a prayer for me. So he did. Right along, Interstate 46, in the wee hours of the morning, parked beside the road for everyone to see, we all linked hands and had prayer. White hands, black hands, officer hands, young hands, and old hands. Gave glory like never before. I was late for work lol but it was truly worth it. Couldn't ask for a better way to start my day. This is a clear example that our country stands together with each other, as well as with our police officers, and it was all right there on Interstate 46, on display for the world to see. Do you think this was a wonderful showing of unity, or do you disagree? Tell the world how you feel about this citizen-officer interaction in the Facebook comments section. Watch now. More. Related. Breaking News 24. Kate Middleton and Prince William announced they're pregnant with their third child. Fans of the royal family in the United States have woken up to some delightful news early Monday morning. Kate Middleton, Duchess of Cambridge, and Prince William are expecting their third child. The new baby will be joining their older siblings Prince George, age 4, and Princess Charlotte, age 2, in this little royal family. Kensington Palace released the news in a statement that also read, "The Queen and members of both families are delighted with the news." As during her first two pregnancies, Duchess Kate is suffering from hyperemesis gravidarum, a pregnancy complication that induces severe nausea and vomiting. She has been forced to cancel an appearance at Hornsey Road Children's Centre in London today. She will be cared for at Kensington Palace. The pregnancy is less than 3 months along, according to People magazine, but is already being called historic by news outlets. If the 35-year-old gives birth to a second son, this boy will not displace Princess Charlotte in the line of succession, according to a measure that passed right before Will and Kate's wedding in 2011. After all the excitement that surrounded both of Middleton's previous pregnancies, we're sure there will be no shortage of predictions on the name chosen for this new royal baby. Folks around the world are already placing bets. What do you think the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge will name their third child? Do you think they'll have another boy or girl? Congratulations to the growing family. Please share this news if you can't wait for another royal baby. Watch now. More. Related. Breaking News 24. Native Americans began their dance, Marine interrupts with move no one saw coming. Everyone in the audience is shocked when this Marine, in his dress blues and all, starts participating a sacred war dance during the Iowa Nation powwow. Along with the leader of the dance, who's also dressed impressively, in a beautifully ornate headdress, he stomps and spins perfectly on beat. This Marine clearly knows all of the steps by heart. YouTube. Most people don't realize that Native Americans have long been an important part of the United States Armed Forces. The Native American code talkers were a vital part of both of the world wars, using their native languages to transmit secret messages to the Allied forces all around the world. Native American men and women, just like this brave Marine, have made their presence known in the armed forces over the decades, and all United States citizens should be grateful. YouTube. The usually rigid Marine lets loose for a brief second during the powwow, and it gives us a fascinating glimpse into his deep and complex life. We can see the free-spirited, tradition-minded side of him and the strict Marine side in this interesting video.